Hey y'all, real quick, this is gonna be a completely different video from all my usual fun, goofy videos. Y'all know I like to try and entertain y'all and make y'all laugh. This one's gonna be a little bit more different. This one is a subject of male loneliness. I've been seeing it a lot on my timeline, and I don't know whether or not, you know what I'm saying, what y'all go through or not, and I don't know if y'all can relate to this, but comment down below, like if you can relate to it, or if you got a story to tell behind it, because I feel like, don't get talked enough, and you're gonna see in this video, like, it can be really bad. But make sure y'all leave a comment down below. Let me know if I should do more videos like this, or just let your feelings out in the comment section. You know what I'm saying? It's a safe space around here. Let's get into it.
If you guys are unaware, my last video was the one I've been working on for a while, called the Male Loneliness Epidemic. If you haven't watched that video, please go watch it first before you watch this one, so this all makes a lot more sense, and then come back to this one. Link in the description. Now, although there was a lot of support for this video, there was also a lot of hate. A lot of hate. In fact, the most hate that I've probably ever received on a video ever, and if you're familiar with the content I make on this channel, that should be shocking. From angry femcels calling me ugly to angry incels saying I'm a grifter who only wants to make money or something. Ridiculous. So before we get into those extremely untrue criticisms, let's get into today's sponsor.
I'm not doing sponsors, I'm sorry.
Men are lacking purpose, and a man will crawl through broken glass for a purpose.
And there's a lot of truth to what you're saying there, and in the whole video, which is worth watching. That video has 1.5 million views in just the last week.
Thanks, Matt Walsh. You're my greatest ally. My male loneliness video was the fastest growing video on my channel to date. And there is a reason for that. It resonated with a lot of people. I got hundreds and hundreds of comments every single day by men venting in my comments section, feeling like for once they were being heard and that they were in a place where they could talk. It was simultaneously the most heartwarming and heartbreaking thing I've ever seen. And this discussion blew up so much that it eventually reached TikTok.
So apparently there's a male loneliness epidemic right now.
I'm gonna say this right now. I do not like TikTok. I do not like TikTok at all. Like, TikTok has just been bad, like, since it came out. Bring back Vine, bro. Vine was way better. That's all I gotta say.
Is this the consequences of your own actions?
Men get recognized for the useless things that they are in society. And what do men do?
Oh my god, I'm lonely!
Is there a male loneliness epidemic right now, or are more and more women just progressively realizing that there's a lot better things to do in life than be stuck with a toxic, insecure man?
I don't think we're in the middle of a male loneliness epidemic. We're in the middle of a mass female awakening.
You're just reaping the consequences of your terrible upbringing, your own actions.
Some men are lonely because y'all are fucking creeps.
Y'all deserve to be lonely, every single one of them. This is their fault. Fuck them.
Men's loneliness epidemic that's going on. That sounds like it really sucks. Just wondering if they've considered smiling more.
Wow, that's a really funny joke. I've never heard that before.
Have the men just tried smiling a little bit more?
You know, I'd recommend smiling more.
Have they tried smiling more?
Have you thought about smiling more?
Bro, what? Bro, you know what's funny? The first thing I could think of is, like, if you ever talk to a female and, like, you see a female with, like, a natural mug, and you tell her, like, then she be sitting there wondering why people don't approach her, and then you tell them, oh, maybe you should smile, and then they get offended. Like, that's the first thing I could think of. That's hilarious. Like, it's just not gonna do nothing.
Smile more.
Maybe they should try to smile more.
Have they tried smiling more?
That's awful. Have they tried smiling?
Is this why people think women aren't funny? Bleak. Now, TikTok isn't the only place where this insanity happened. The thumbnail of my video went viral on Twitter, which led to some of the most funniest and unhinged reactions. So we are going to go through some of these and talk about them, as well as some of the angry comments I got from the manosphere. Let's jump into it. Male loneliness is not real and not valid. Men are lonely because they are terrible people. Why the should anyone have empathy for men? Men were born bad. Men are subhuman, and their loneliness can't be cured because they can't relate to actual human beings. Most men are born useless, and are meant to die alone. Nah, male suicide rate needs to be higher, actually. These men are 100% the most misogynistic demons on the planet and deserve every bit of loneliness they feel.
I'll say this. Imagine the sheer volume, not even veracity, fucking ferociousness. If the tables was turned and it was the other way around and it was men talking about women like this, bro, it would be an absolute uproar, like starting of a war type shit.
Feel, lol. You don't understand the pleasure it gives me to see these men crying and depressed. Imagine losing in the
It's
world
the internet.
that is
People say
literally
anything they
built for
want.
you. This is an insane question to ask, considering how society
Without really
continues
much
to fail women
ramifications
and
for it.
girls at every turn. Crazy how men's well-being is considered a communal responsibility, but women's well-being isn't even considered. Oh, how delightful! A tweet from Earth 2! I'm so tired of the idea that we must have infinite empathy for men's loneliness while women are sexualized from fucking birth. We are assaulted, harassed, raped, and killed for something we didn't choose to be. But boo-hoo, the poor men and their inability to make friends. You know we can talk about multiple things at the same time, right? Also, it's deranged to say that society doesn't care about women's sexual assault. We have domestic violence shelters that we can go to. Men don't. Men being assaulted by women, men being raped is all played off as a joke. When a little boy is molested by an older woman, it's seen as cool and hot. Society is fucked up all around. It's not a competition. It is not a zero-sum game. My video can exist alongside your advocacy for women's rights.
I think that's the thing. I think that's the thing that, like, you know what I'm saying, that we no longer have today. I'll say that. There is no cohesion. There is no, okay, we can agree to disagree. It's either I'm right or you my enemy now and I'm gonna do everything to destroy you. There is no like, okay, I understand your point, you understand my point. We may not agree on this shit, but like, you're entitled to your opinion, I'm entitled to mine, and we can keep it pushing. Now it's just like, if you're not on my side, bro, you're the fucking ops. Like now you gotta see me type shit. Like, that shit crazy. I don't.
As long as you're not saying dumb fucking shit, I will stay out of your way. I don't give a fuck about male loneliness. Like, bro, if you can't meet a girl, just dial up the queer homie and hook up like a normal person. God. If men are lonely on an epidemic scale, why don't they just cuddle and make out with each other? Why don't they just befriend and date each other? Problem solved. I love this advice. Just be gay. Simply become gay. Are you a lonely man? Are you a fucking loser?
You know what's crazy? It's funny because I feel like they would, at that point, like, that's something they would do. Which is actually hilarious.
Loser. Consider sucking dick. Tell me why I, as a queer woman, should take time out of my day to care about men and their issues. Quickly. I'm not disabled. Why should I care about disabled people? Why talk about unions or workers' rights when I'm self-employed? If I only cared about causes that only affected me, I wouldn't even have a YouTube channel. I mean, yes, you don't have to care. You don't have to care about everything. But it doesn't affect me, so why should I care is just a terrible reason not to care. There's no.
See, the thing about that part too, like, people be like, oh, it doesn't affect me. It may not affect you now, but it may affect you in the long run, or it may affect people that you love in the long run. Like everything has a rubber band effect eventually. Like, it may not get to you, or it may not affect you, but it's gonna affect somebody close to you. So that's kind of how I see it.
No such thing as misandry, just women who have had bad experiences with men and have woken up. There's no such thing as racism, just white people who have had bad experiences with black people. That's you. That's what you sound like. can't stand this sort of pathetic pity party.
Hey, that's crazy.
We live in a time of abject plenty compared to any other time in history. Yeah, stop being depressed. You have a bunch of cheap plastic shit from China. Line goes up, world more gooder. Male loneliness epidemic, and it's just them not being able to get laid. Like, we really don't give a fuck. I love how this is always the go-to when it comes to this conversation. Oh no, the men aren't getting laid. But if you, like, actually talk to some of these guys, like, even if you talk to some of these incels, the ones who, like, don't hate women, they're gonna tell you that it's not really about sex. It's about companionship. It's about friendship. It's about having a girlfriend, a wife, a family. And a lot of these people were like, well, you know, that's why we should just legalize sex work. And honestly, I don't think that's a solution. Maybe it's like a temporary one, but it's kind of like putting a band-aid on a broken leg. I don't think paying for meaningless sex with a stranger is going to solve the problem.
I can agree with that. I think I can agree with that. It really just wouldn't solve nothing. Like, sure, you could get your rocks off, but like, it's just, now you're just lonely and fucking. Now you're just lonely and fucking.
Problem. In fact, it might make it worse over time. Instead of male loneliness epidemic, call it a cis male unfuckability crisis. It's just like what I said in the video. They have to add cis now because they don't want to insult trans men. Men suck. I hate them.
Who added that?
Oh, not you. You're not a man. Yikes. Bruh, when they stop killing women, I'll stop generalizing them. Maybe I'll start worrying about their loneliness when they stop unaliving and raping children and women. Yeah, lonely guys, stop raping children, and maybe you—
Hey, bro, what? Yo, that's crazy. Damn, that's crazy, bro. That's hilarious, bro. I'm not gonna lie, that's hilarious. That's a hilarious ass tweet. That's hilarious. Cause, bro, how are you gonna do that if you're lonely? how are you possibly gonna have kids if you're lonely? How are you gonna meet children if you're lonely? Like, how are you gonna meet women if you're lonely? I don't like. I'm just confused on that part. Like, if you're lonely, that means you don't interact with anybody or anything.
you won't be so lonely. What's all this hubbub about male loneliness? Y'all are acting like you're oppressed when I've opened myself up to friendships and relationships with you just to get told I have sucking eyes.
That was hella personal.
That is hyper specific.
That was hella personal.
Not everyone is your ex-boyfriend. All of men's problems are created by themselves. How is it women's responsibility to fix them? Seriously, why is it always women's job to fix everything? Any chance to blame other women she seems to always take. LMAO, you are the problem. It's you carrying water for the patriarchy and blaming women for men feeling lonely
Twitter is so
and
unreal.
radicalized.
This shit is so
I find it
hilarious.
repulsive anytime I see a woman like her do shit like this. It makes me actively turn violently against things that even I would originally think are nuanced topics. And also, yes, men are lonely. No, it's not up to women to fix that. Fuck off, Nazi bitch. Things I blamed in the video. Technology, social media, dating apps, and the commodification of love. The media, low wages, the housing crisis, social alienation, lack of community, the left not speaking to men, the feeling of having no purpose. Things I didn't blame. Women! Now this might come as a shock to you, but not everything has to do with women. Sometimes we can talk about other things. Sometimes those other things are not women. My video was about society as a whole, and yes, that includes women. I never said it was women's responsibility. I think I mentioned women like once, and it was to say that women are also lonely, but that the media and society treats women's loneliness much differently than it treats men's loneliness. And yet, thousands of tweets and comments about how I was apparently blaming women, and how it's not women's fault. It's to the—
It really be crazy that people like, people will hear and put together what they want, bro. It really be crazy. Like, people really will hear you say something and then put completely different words in your mouth and run with that shit.
The point where I'm like, Is this projection? Do you think it is your fault? But again, my video was not about you. My video was about men. And if you want to listen to a video about women and women's problems, like I said in the original video, tune into literally anything else. Go to any college campus, turn on any TV show, watch a CIA ad.
She's so embarrassing, made an entire career out of being a pick-me. You didn't watch the video. And I'm not going to. Well, I didn't watch the video because I'd rather shoot myself than sit through a shoe video. Can someone take one for the team and watch this vid to get an answer?
I'm sorry, but it was a 20-minute long video. I have ADHD, and I know some of y'all do too, but I know you motherfuckers are watching 5-hour YouTube documentaries about shit like iCarly. I know you could take time out of your busy schedule from being the most miserable people on earth and watch a 20-minute long video. Here, does this help? Are you paying attention now?
She doesn't need to say it's women's fault for us to know exactly what she means.
This is like bordering on schizophrenia. Yeah, she didn't say it, but we all know she did. This is why I advocate for mental health care to be free. We need to get these some therapy.
Male loneliness this, male loneliness that. Do you know how isolating it feels to almost never be able to develop genuine friendships with men because they see you as nothing more than an object for sexual conquest?
I'm gonna tell you something not many people probably have told you in your life. It's not about you. I get that the friend zone is a very frustrating thing to deal with. Trust me, I know. Nothing worse.
I'll say this to that though. I'll say this to that. I don't understand why, like, the whole concept of friendship is based off of two people that don't have feelings together coming together to be friends. Like, that's the whole real concept of friendships. Like, there's a mutual, okay, we don't want to be together, so we gonna be friends. But like, we weren't really even designed to be friends in the first place. Like, we was designed to procreate. So like, the fact that like, it's always one person that likes the other person in the friendship, whether it's the girl or whether it's the guy. So either way, like, it just doesn't work out. Unless you get it to where, like, there's no attraction, or, like, let's just say, like, y'all both in relationships. And even then, it's still kind of, but, like, it just wasn't meant to be friends. Like, that. I don't understand. That's why I said, it took me a while for me to understand that, but I just don't like that.
Then enjoying being friends with a guy, but not having a romantic attraction and having to cut him off because you don't want to lead him on or hurt him. It sucks being girlfriend zoned. But coming into this conversation, basically like, woe is me, so many people want to fuck me, is a little insane. Like, maybe if this discourse was about the friend zone, this would make sense. But this is like barging into a conversation full of starving people and being like, I ate too much chicken tendies, you guys, my tummy hurts.
Nah,
like,
she
get
kind of
out
funny.
of here.
Women got sick of men creating a society where women were second-class citizens, so now men are facing loneliness.
Yeah, this is payback to you for not letting women vote decades ago. You personally.
Men failed themselves. They built a whole system for their benefit, and in the moment it starts to crumble because the oppressed class they've always subjected, women, is waking up. They start to put the blame on us, cowards and dangerous misogynists.
So first of all, nobody's putting the blame on you. Nobody did that. I didn't do that. You made that up in your heads. And second of all, this system wasn't created for the average man. It was created for—
Thank you. That's all, bro. That part just like slips through everybody's fucking head all the fucking time. Like, that shit is not made for no average person, no middle class person, bro. That shit is made for the wealthy, bro. It's always been for the wealthy. That's just how, from the beginning, it's been for the wealthy. So you think a regular person is, no, we in the same boat y'all is. Like, for real.
For the rich and powerful. It benefits the rich and powerful.
They have their boots on our necks, and the handmaidens are like, oh no, they look kind of sad.
I'm sorry, who has their boot on your neck? All men? You know who has their boot on your neck? The satanic pedophiles in charge of our government. The soulless demonic corporations that would throw your mother into a wood chipper if it made them make an extra penny. That's who has—
I will say this, like, I don't really like politics, not because it's like this gets turned into a whole political thing with like liberals and conservatives, but like I don't really I don't like politics as a whole to begin with. I just feel like any side of politics is gonna be bad. They don't really have the best interest with people. So like when people be going back and forth with it, but that also goes back to the point I made earlier where I'm like, people can't come to understanding. People can't critically think anymore. People are so caught up on, oh, I don't like this person. I don't like this person. I don't like what they stand for. This, that, and forth, that they don't listen no more. Like, I could not like somebody, but they could say something that's very relatable or very true. Doesn't discredit what they say just because I don't like them. Doesn't mean I agree with them completely. Like, I can take little bits like from somebody and be like, all right, this message was good. This message was good. They may be on opposite sides, but guess what? I can take those messages and take them with me. And I feel no type of way about either party. It don't matter if I don't like this one or this one. I don't like either one of them. But you could always learn from people. I think that's the part that like people have gotten away from, being able to separate and selectively pick information.
Has the boot on your neck. Not Joe Schmo working 2 jobs so he doesn't get evicted.
Here's some male loneliness discourse for you. Do you ever at all, even for a second, consider the problem is you? That maybe, just maybe, the reason you're lonely is that you are an awful human being? Truly just awful? And that it's right that you are lonely? It's fair.
I mean, yeah, they probably do consider that. The suicide rate doesn't lie.
Maybe if some men weren't bigots. The solution to male loneliness is literally just being a better person.
I love that the implication here is that lonely people are bad people. Every lonely man is just a bigot and a racist and an Andrew.
I'll say this: some of the, like this. Now this ain't even like a male like female thing. This is just an in general thing. Some of the loneliest people are also some of the sweetest people I've ever met. Like I say that like confidently. Like it's rare that I meet a lonely person that's really a shitty person. In which that point they deserve their loneliness.
Hate fan. I guess it makes
but a lot
it
of people are
for them
sweet,
to like not care about this if they
circumstances.
paint these people as the enemy. If you dehumanize the enemy, it makes it easier to sleep at night, I suppose. Now, I started noticing a reoccurring pattern with a lot of these accounts. A lot of these accounts getting mad about or like dismissing the male loneliness discourse. Many of them have OnlyFans. This is relevant because like out of everyone on earth, why would those people be so mad about someone wanting to solve or at least bring attention to the male loneliness epidemic? This is like a crack dealer getting mad at people talking about crack addiction. This is your opinion.
That's crazy.
And this is where it belongs. Have a good day. I could say that, okay? I'm a YouTuber. That's far more degrading than being an OnlyFans model.
Her face looks like she's pandering to pedophiles. That makeup style is so catered to pedophiles. They're actively trying to make themselves look like kids.
Ah yes, children. Notorious for wearing big fake eyelashes and 10 pounds of eyeliner.
What? Can't stand this bitch and her side part. Bitches with this makeup style piss me the fuck off. They always wear that type of makeup. Looking at her makeup, I already know the type of person she is. You can just tell by her makeup. Not to be rude, but that makeup tells everything I need to know. Her makeup says everything I need to know.
This is literal NPC behavior. Not watching the video, blindly spewing the exact same insults, just...
Bro, women are so mean for no reason, bro. Women are so mean for no reason. That shit's crazy. That shit is crazy. They just been
I have no argument and I must scream. They don't even know why they're mad. They just saw a woman in the thumbnail of a video about men and their brains just broke. Her makeup doesn't look like ours. Her hair is styled differently than ours. Should I be like extra cute in this thumbnail? Would that piss them off?
I'm not like other girls.
Why do we hate her again?
Guys, why do we hate this person again? Can't form my own opinion, help. Why do we hate her?
Why do all incel adjacent women look like this?
When you're a woman talking about men's issues online and they can't outright call you an incel, they just call you incel adjacent, I guess. And when they're not calling you incel adjacent, they're breaking out all reliable.
Pick me behavior. Pick me girls are so CEO of Pick Me, high priestess of Pick Me church.
So I am the CEO of Pick Me and the high priestess. Maybe this video will boost me to pick me goddess. Watch out, Pearl. I'm coming for your title. Now, I've already talked about the pick me insult in other videos, but it's just so lazy, man. I'm so tired of it. I've been hearing it for over a decade now. And yes, there are people who absolutely do fit the definition of a pick-me from both genders. Men who talk about how much they hate men, women who talk about how much they hate women. But I don't hate women. My mom is a woman, my sister is a woman, my friends are women. I am a woman. I can't be women-phobic. I have women friends. But the insult is just so beyond overused nowadays. Every woman who doesn't toe the current line is a pick-me. It's just a way to socially ostracize other women, to make you fall in line and agree with their opinions. But it's not gonna work here, because I am socially retarded and borderline autistic. So you have no power here. You can't tell me what to believe. You can't change.
Hey, nah, that's funny. Hey, nah, that's funny. Damn, she had to go hard like that. I ain't gonna lie, she had to go.
My opinions. You're not my boyfriend. I hope this bitch fails to wake up in the morning. Her terrorism still hasn't stopped. Oh my god. She's still relevant? She should have went down with her anti-feminism shtick a few years ago. I thought she would have fell off by now. If you want to know how I didn't fall off, if you want to know how I'm still relevant after 10 years, look in a f***ing mirror. You stop being cringe, I stop being relevant. Deal? Fun fact, she reached out to incel accounts for help with this video. No, I'm not kidding. Well, yeah, it's good to go to the source and talk to the people who have experience with the subject I'm talking about. I'm not lonely and I'm not a man, despite what the mainstream media may say. I do not, in fact, have a penis. Do not put in the paper that I have a penis.
We scour the internet for weird video to show you, and the other day we came across this, the weirdest we've seen in a while.
The problem is Shu just affirms them instead of converting them. Converting them to what? This is exactly the thing I talked about in my video. These people don't want to actually help men. They just want to recruit them into their little political tribe. Would it be cool if everyone agreed with me politically? I was gonna say yes, but honestly, that would be a little horrifying. That would be a very scary world. My goal wasn't to convert men to agree with me politically. My goal was just to bring attention to this issue and put a spotlight on it. It is cool when people tell me, oh, like, you've changed my mind on this, you've changed my mind on that. I love that. I love to see that. I was unaware that was my job. My job is to get on YouTube and say poo poo pee pee, and everyone go ha 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 and give me money. But in this case, it was for me to go, hey, the men are not okay, and for people to go, damn, that sucks, and give me money. PragerU is sharing Shu1Head's video now. Explain to me how she's still a leftist. I personally think it's a good thing when people agree on good things. There should be more people agreeing on good things, quite frankly. I feel like a lot of good things would be done in this country if more people agreed on good things. And I don't know, I think it's pretty neat that this might be the first and last time a video that talks about alienation under capitalism and says the term material conditions will be shown to a massive right-wing audience like PragerU. But hey, don't worry your little heart, this will never happen to a left-wing YouTuber you watch. The internet feminists weren't the only ones booty blasted about my video. I also rustled the jimmies of some in the manosphere. You just want more OnlyFans subscribers. You don't care about male loneliness.
For what? Wow. What? Why would you just automatically assume she got an OnlyFans? I mean, even if she do, like, why would you say that?
She's actually a man dressed as a woman. That's why she or he is there speaking about men's issues. Fellas, protect your sanity, your seed, and your wallet in these current times. These women are shapeshifters. This chick is gonna hit the wall in 10 years. That's why she cares about male loneliness. She sees many cats in her future. They want us back on the plantation, gentlemen. Hold the line! I don't really understand what the conspiracy here in general is, though. Like I'm just talking about a subject I found important and interesting, like I've been doing on this channel. And these guys are like, stay strong, brothers. Don't give in to temptation. Why are we listening to women about male loneliness? Plenty of male figures discussing this. Honestly, I'm gonna say it, SJW behavior, liberal behavior, woman behavior to imply that I shouldn't speak or be listened to about a subject because I'm not the correct gender.
I'll say this about that. As far as women talking about that stuff, you gotta realize, like, she is really trying to target, like, yeah, she's giving men the space and all that, and for them to feel comfortable and talk about their situations, how they feel and all that, and spreading awareness. Yeah, she's doing that. But at the same time, she's also talking to the women. A woman's gonna perceive something way differently if it's coming from a woman than if it's coming from a man. If a man says something, this exact same message, a woman is gonna perceive that entirely differently if the woman says the exact same message. So that's where I kind of I don't have a problem. I wouldn't have a problem with that. Even though of course you don't live our life, but like, it's not about that. It's about being able to clearly get through the message, because they don't listen to us to begin with anyway, so shit.
Anyone can talk about anything they
Fuck
want.
it.
That's free speech, bitch. You don't have to listen. You can make your own video talking about the subject, Mr. Man, but you know they're just gonna call you sexist and misogynist, so you might as well just use me as a human shield.
It's not that she's a woman or cares. She's the kind of person who will only talk about an issue because it's popular.
Women suddenly want to help men, but only because it benefits them and their causes.
Well, now not only are conservative women talking about it, but also the left. This is the problem with the women that decide to come forward and speak about men's issues. They don't care about men's issues. You must ask the question. Now that they're coming around and talking about men's issues, is it to help men or to win men into their cause?
So first of all, let me just clear something up,
Damn,
because some of you
out her knuckles.
seem a bit confused. I started talking about these subjects 10 years ago, way back before it was popular to do so. Back when I was doxxed, harassed, had angry feminists calling my job and trying to get me fired over mocking pop feminism and talking about men's issues. And a lot of these people coming at me now, telling me I'm jumping on a bandwagon, started like 2 or 3 years ago, when it was safe to do so. So with all due respect, sir,
stay out of my territory.
But in full seriousness, it is good when more people talk about this subject. I'm glad you talk about this. I'm glad there are people like the honey badgers who have been talking about this stuff for a very long time.
This girl is a fake who wants every man to be a castrated beta male feminist commie like her boyfriend probably is. She takes advantage of men like this. Do not listen to her. Lefty women want to help men become good feminists who devote their lives to helping women have all the power so they can make men their servants. Basically, we need to help men destroy men. That's the only way men should be helped. We women said so. Shoe on head. Real quote, never trust a woman, even if they're saying the truth. It's so weird how—
Hey man, that might have been the realest quote of this fucking video, man. Hey, nah, I'm playing.
Like, they need to convince themselves that even when a woman is showing empathy and, like, caring about this subject, that she's just, like, a lying snake in the grass. Literally just a mirror universe of these fucking femcells. It's mommy and daddy issues all the way down. Ladies, be a good mom to your sons. Fellas, be a good dad to your daughters. Try to prevent creating the most insufferable, annoying people on earth, please. I don't know if it's because I grew up with a good relationship with both of my parents or what, but this gender war shit is just so toxic, man. Men and women need each other, you know, we're yin and yang, and the yin and yang is being torn apart by miserable people who want to make you miserable as well. One of the most valid criticisms I got about this video was that I didn't offer any solutions. And honestly, that's because I don't have any. I want
That's a tough one. I'm not gonna lie. That's very much a tough one. Cause it's like, it's not a one size fit all problem. It's a very complex problem that has multiple layers and multiple aspects to it. So of course it's gonna be very hard to find a solution to it. That doesn't even make it worse, will like help it a little bit. Like, it's just something that I don't even think necessarily that I don't think necessarily we would actually have a way to really figure that out either. Cause yes, like we are we be problem solving, but like that's a huge that's a huge problem. That's a lot of layers that's been in the works for decades now. It's just not something that like you really can fix overnight or maybe for the next 20 years.
I wanted to talk about the problem, but I don't know how to solve it. A lot of YouTubers and streamers and talking heads will get up on their platform and like pretend they know the answers to everything. But the truth is, I don't. I just think that it's a step in the right direction to be like, hey men, you're struggling, but you're not a bad person. You matter. And if I could snap my fingers and cure this, I absolutely would. But at the end of the day, men are men, and man problems require man solutions. And that solution, of course, is giving me money. Thank you guys for watching this video. I'm reading the comments on that video all the time, and I will read the comments on this video as well. If you see some people talking about their experiences and venting about their issues and their problems in the comments, reply to them, support them, join in on the discourse. The Shoe on Head community is a very diverse community, not like race-wise. I'm pretty sure you're all fucking white, but like like politically diverse. But we can all come together to talk about the issues that matter, and I think that's really cool, and we love to see it. And I will see you in the next video.
I will say this. Some of the comments, yo, she's got some thick ass skin. And some of those comments was brutal. Some of those, and I know she got hundreds of thousands more comments that she didn't even put in this video. The fact that she had enough comments to make a 20-minute video, or she probably talked. I give her like 8 to 10 minutes of the video. She probably just talked like she is now. That's 16 to 20 minutes. That's 16 to 18 minutes of just straight comments that she's got. I know she got a lot more. So I know she got some thick skin for sure. You can't not have thick skin and not have that shit bother you, let alone turn this shit into a kind of a joke. But it's just kind of sad. People don't care. People don't care about anything that don't pertain to them. Really don't. But like I said earlier, if it was the other way around, it'd be uproar. You motherfucker, World War Z in this motherfucker. Everybody be going crazy out this bitch. But let me know in the comments below, you know what I'm saying? If y'all want to tell y'all stories or y'all wanna speak y'all mind and vent in the comments, bro, go ahead and do that shit, bro. I won't react to all of them. I'm gonna respond to all of them, and it don't matter if you're a man or female. If you feeling down or you feeling like things ain't going right for you, man, drop that shit in the comments. We got you. You feel me? You're gonna see better days. You just gotta keep pushing through it. To Morocco, I got pretty women showing titties like I'm Flacco. I came in a hard top, I'm still in the drop.